I decided that I should tell my Lyme story. It's kind of long, and I'm not excited to tell it. I guess it's because, after you've been sick so long, you've told so many doctors over and over again, and it's just like, don't want to do it again, but I'll do it. Basically, I remember being bit when I was 14 years old. My family took in a dog at the time who, a black lab. She ended up having lots and lots and lots of ticks on her, and we didn't really realize it until after we had brought her home and given her a bath, and there were ticks everywhere, and it basically infested our house. And the one thing I remember is you'd go into the kitchen and you'd see lots of ticks, and you'd even just step on the linoleum and you'd hear like popping, and you'd look down and you'd see blood. And basically, one day I woke up and I had a tick on me, on my arm. It was, in there. And at the time, this was a while ago, at the time, my family had no idea, about Lyme disease or what ticks could give it. And I had no idea either. And I just thought, oh, a tick on me, yuck. And I didn't think anything bad about it, really. I just thought it was gross. I pulled it out of me and didn't think anything else of it. And I could have been bit by other ticks, since our house was basically infested for a while, but I didn't see any other ones except for the one that I pulled out of my arm. And also, my parents could have been bit, my sister could have been bit, but I'm not sure if they were. But my dad now is starting to show weird symptoms of Lyme, so I'm starting to think that he does have it, especially Bartonella, which he has lots of symptoms of. And yeah. So basically after that, I had a few symptoms here and there, but nothing huge. I had headaches every single day in high school, like every single day, and it got to the point where I started thinking that I had a brain tumor. And I went to the doctor, and all she told me was to take 4 ibuprofen whenever I needed it. That's all she told me. I started having, actually before the headaches, I started having pain in my hands, arthritis in my hands, and sorry, my mind went blank for a minute. And I didn't, I was young at the time, and I thought it was strange, but I didn't really, think a whole lot of it. After the headaches, I didn't have a lot of symptoms until, college. I had IBS. I was put on Paxil Paxil's an antidepressant, but supposedly it also helps with IBS as well, and it did help me. After that, I really didn't have a whole lot of problems until I started having muscle pain and cramps a lot. I started having tachycardia and heart palpitations and This was usually during work, or was when I would notice it the most, because I'd carry stuff. I worked at a nursing home, and I'd carry trays of food, and it would just even carrying trays of food would like make my the muscles in my arm like really hurt, and they'd start cramping. One time at work, I had very bad heart palpitations to the point of I thought I was going to faint. It was so bad. I ended up having heart scans, and I had to wear a Holter monitor for, 24 hours at least. They really didn't find anything. They said it came out normal. Now years later, when I get the report back, it had said something about having sinus tachycardia at points up to 149 beats, and I don't see how that's normal, but supposedly, it's normal to them. So they said that came out normal, and this basically just went on for a while, and then I started getting really dizzy and lightheadedness and shortness of breath, and basically this only started happening during church, and I thought, what is this? Maybe this is some sort of anxiety or social anxiety or something, because it was strange that it would only happen not always at church, but most of the time at church. And so basically it got to the point where on my wedding day I was very afraid that I'd end up fainting, because one of the times at church I ended up fainting, and that was scary, and I had no idea why I fainted, and just assumed that it was, I was lightheaded, dizzy all the time, and but anyway, after my wedding, and I didn't faint, luckily. It was a few months after our wedding, in January of 2007, January 2nd it was. I went to bed early because I was started to feel really weird. It's hard to explain. I felt off. I felt outside of myself, like I was watching myself in a movie. I felt dizzy, lightheaded. I went to bed and I couldn't sleep. I had to urinate a lot. I was just dizzy. Every time I would sleep, I would end up waking myself up with like a jolt. I would have shortness of breath, and I didn't sleep all that night, and basically if I did sleep, it was very, very little. So anyway, then the next morning I was still feeling the same, feeling cruddy. So I told my husband to take me to the ER, and he had to take off work. He took me to the ER, and basically I got a doctor who said that I had a sinus infection, and I really don't know how he came up with that, except for the fact that he asked me if it hurt around my eyes and up here, and I had said, yeah, it does a little bit, and basically just from that he said, oh, you have a sinus infection, and he gave me, I think it was Levaquin, and he gave me some kind of a steroidal nose spray, and he told me to go home. So I went home, took that, and then that evening I was so much sicker, and now thinking,